Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with a Manticore. Since this tech tree is top of the tree now, I really want to share the gaming experience with this vehicle. And first game which we are going to see is from yesterday's stream night. It is a replay. It is freshly baked pretty much 10 hours ago. And in the same time, I really want to share the new bush which I figured out recently. And this is very, very important bush which I want to show. And I never ever used this bush before, but at this point I thought, why the heck not? And as you can see, with a Manticore, we managed to get pretty damn aggressively in the front lines. No one spotted us since this tank has absolutely amazing camo. And speaking about the things this tank has, 390 alpha damage gun, 248 millimeters of penetration and 1100 meter shell velocity. Gold ammunition has the same alpha damage, 268 millimeters of penetration, like Leopard 1 standard shells, if I'm not mistaken, or Centurion action shit, and 1375 meter shell velocity. Everything would be kind of fine, and I know this is very, very sensitive topic speaking about the Manticore. Skill, why you rated Manticore as a playable tank? No, but skill, why? Fellas, Manticore is excellent scout, okay? Manticore is pretty good at spotting, but what Manticore sucks at, everything else, right? Amount of ammunition on this vehicle is very, very laughable. It is truly sad story, and this is not very good stuff, right? It is truly worth to highlight. Unfortunately, and I think this is quite silly goose thing to pretty much limit tanks by amount of ammunition. I think this is such a silly idea for a balance, but once again, who I am to judge? And after that, Manticore has another bad thing, the gun elevation. You cannot elevate shit, and this is also quite a big problem if you would ask me. So if not those two things, amount of the ammunition and the elevation, obviously the PM is also bad, but you know, with a bad DPM you can live somehow, but when you have low amount of the ammunition, you cannot elevate your gun. In the smallest bumps, your gun is jumping like this. This is just simply no bueno, and this is not very good stuff. And that's my problem with Manticore. So for people who are thinking about grinding this line, what I can say and what can I recommend? For spotting, for completing scout missions, this is going to be absolutely amazing vehicle, and probably you will love this. If we are speaking about the people who likes to use their guns, who likes to do some damage, who likes to maybe play with the light tanks a bit more passive, less spotting, more damage doing, Manticore is not the tank for you. Please do not grind this line. For people who likes to sit in the bush and just you know, spot enemy vehicles, Manticore is going to be absolutely amazing. So as you can see, we went into this random ass bush in front. We can see only gun in this direction, and pretty much we are doing pretty good stuff if you would ask me. I think that was a good spotting. I think we did quite a bit of stuff, and soon we will need to move from this position. Now, since we have a chance, I decided to hit the grille. I am pretty well aware of that. Not many people can spot me when I'm sitting in this bush, so I am on kind of relaxation mode, if I can say so. And there is other but. You see, enemy Manticore never ever was spotted, and I'm trying to figure out where this mother trucker could be. There is a couple of options. Obviously, he's sitting somewhere in the middle of the bushes, and in the same time, he could sit even, for example, here. Once again, he can sit here, he can sit here or here. Pretty much this Manticore can be wherever, and this is very annoying thing to outplay Manticore in the map where you actually can spot. It is truly important thing to highlight. So at this point, 5 minutes in, 5 minutes into the battle, I was kind of chilling in a way. I was reading the chat when I was streaming, right, and I was on the full relaxation. Obviously, if I am in very, very good position for this. So for me, those 5 minutes, it went just like this because I had some activities to do. If you are playing obviously solo and you are impatient, well, then we have quite a bit of problem, if you know what I mean. Then the situation is definitely not that great. But don't worry, action will start soon, and there is a reason why I'm showing this performance. We are not going to finish with 3,000, we are not going to finish with this with 7,000 or 9,000. We are going to have way better performance, and I will explain absolutely everything what I am doing in a second. As you can see, I'm kind of getting impatient at this point. I started to turn my gun left, right, and center, left, right, and center, and I'm thinking, enough. Okay, we had a good time. Ooh, Schnai in the face. We just punished Manticore. This Manticore did not saw that one coming, and he is feeling... He's feeling surprised, I would say, and this is very good stuff. So at this point, we are going to get more involved, right? At this point, we are going to say hello for Mr. Manticore, and we are going to be able to spot him. Now, Grille is shooting us. I do not really mind this too much. I know it sounds very, very weird. How dare you not to mind this? But you see, by me making some pressure in front, it is not going to be great for enemy tanks. And now Manticore decided to go for a shot, otherwise I would never ever outspot him, and that was the tactical decision. He took one for the team, and this is exactly what I was looking for. Main objective for light tanks is safely to disable enemy team eyes. So if there is one light against one light, your main priority usually is to get rid of the light tank, which we did 5 minutes into the battle or 6 minutes into the battle, which is not bad whatsoever. Now I am trying to figure out from where I am getting spotted, and I went kind of through the middle, and I'm feeling good with this. My prediction is I was spotted by either Grille or either 121B, especially if 121B went a bit more aggressively here, so he would have an angle. So what am I doing? I am trying to change the flanks, right? Instead of moving like this through the middle, through the swamp, you are not so quick as a light tank, and there is not that many bushes in this side unless you are going through the middle. So instead of doing that, I decided to go in front like this. And now, what is it going to give for us, fellas? Well, we are going to beat the living crap out of the guys who are spotting us. So we are saying hello for Mr. Grille, we are saying hello for Mr. Yochtank for obvious reasons, right? And you see, the gun elevation is so poor on this tank, it is insanity. Meanwhile, we are sitting on 1000 damage and pretty much 7,000 assisting damage, and this is like a middle game or maybe already end game, considering how enemies are playing this battle. And at this point I am just waiting until this 1-to-1B will get eliminated from the game. That's all I care about, and this is what I am playing this battle for. We are getting some more assisting damage, which is always nice and always welcome, and here you go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful situation. 1.5 thousand damage, 7.3 thousand assisting damage, and this is only the start. So what we can do at this point we can grow some balls, and we can make a bit more pressure, right? So we are going through the middle of the field, and our goal is obviously to be the living crap out of everyone who is sniping from here. But in the same time, I noticed there is a type 5 heavy ass, but for now I do not really care. I want to check out the things here. Yochtank, we are smacking him for 350, and we are getting quite a bit of assisting damage. So at this point we can just chill a bit, and I'm trying to figure out, is it a front or is it ass, because there is not that big of a difference between type 5 heavy. He is pretty in the both ways, if I can say so. And what we are doing, we are simply trying to eliminate this gentleman from the game, and we are doing this successfully. 2.6 thousand damage, 8,000 assisting damage, and there is still a couple of things which we can do, aka beating the living crap out of the Jeff, or eliminating Botchat from the game, right? First of all, aim. We are hitting Arda for 350, that's pretty nice, and I'm trying to figure out where the flying F this Botchat is. if I am not mistaken, for this game I was using CVS, rammer, and probably optics, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this is how the things we are looking like. Budget, last target, boom, 3,333 damage and 8,000 assisting damage, which brings us to 11,000 combined pretty much. If you would ask me, this is pretty damn great score. Let's report to the scoreboard, and then we are going to play 2 live battles with Manticore. So let's go. And we are back with a scoreboard. So what do we have? We have Ace, we have Sniper Schnitzel medal, and we have Patrol Duty. 3333 damage, 3 kills, 8.4 thousand assisting damage, and that was a great game considering we played with a Manticore. We even made profits and we did a relatively good job. Now, you see, fellas, I know it sounds weird, but I still do not really like Manticore that much. Even with his light tank abilities. Now, what kind of 2 setups do I have on this Manticore? And this is very important thing to say. I have CVS, low noise exhaust system, and optics for open maps, and for indoor maps where you can do only damage, I have ventilation, rammer, stabilizer. Those are 2 setups which I am running, and I am trying to maximize Manticore performance. Alright, fellas. What do we have in the very first game? We have El Haluf tier 9 matchmaking, and we are playing Manticore. Now, this is not going to be super easy, but we will try to make it work. Now, what decisions we can actually make here? I think we are taking the safe play, but in the same time relatively aggressive play for this tank. So what is my goal? My goal is to take this position, and hopefully we can outspot someone playing in the middle. As you can see, there is 268 moving through the middle. This is all right. There is T100LT Russian light tank. Maybe we can smack him once or twice, we'll see. And at this point we are just chilling. We are just waiting until enemies will make something silly. Yes, soon we are going to relocate from here because there is not too many things for us to do, and I think we are moving now. The thing is, this tank is quite a sneaky bastard, fellas. This tank is sneaky tank. What we need to do, we need to get somewhere into the middle, and hopefully from the middle, you can get a lot of use. Now the thing is, obviously, our goal is to spot someone sitting here. I have CVS, I have my camo boosted to the maximum. This could work very well. And speaking about the things which are working well, we have a chance to smack the Udes. Unfortunate for us, we did not manage to penetrate him in the side. And you see, the game which I showed before, this is kind of one-of-a-kind game. What do I mean by saying this is not in every single game you will be able to do a lot of damage and to get a lot of assisting damage with this tank. In fact, this vehicle is very hard tank to play with, and this is not the easiest experience ever. And in fact, I would say light tanks are probably the hardest class to play properly with. At least that's what I think. And as you can see, the gun handling of this vehicle is not that excellent as you would love to see in this kind of situation. Obviously, in this game, we have the things tuned up for spotting. So it's not like we maximized our gun handling or something, because we truly did not. But in the same time, as you can see, it is not working that well if we do not have a stabilizer, or we do not have ventilation, or we do not have improved aiming. This is very important thing to say and to highlight. Luckily for us, we are controlling middle a bit. And if one of the light tanks will try to go up, we are going to move in front of the bush, just tiny touch, right? and that's how we are going to get a bit more use here. You will see everything yourself. Give me a moment. So once again, playing with a light tank, not only you need to have a lot of experience in the game to know the bushes and stuff, but in the same time you need to be patient as well. And this is very important thing to say, and this is very hard thing to do. At least I am speaking from my own experience. And if you are a newer player in the game, this can be a big pain in the ass to deal with. Okay, how about if we would try to take this bush here? I am very close to the enemy base, or to, I suppose to say, middle base, right? And what we want to do, we want to get into the circle just to the cap. Meanwhile, beautiful shot. Now this Russian tank, he can sit here as much as he wants. It doesn't really change anything for us. And at this point we are trying to craft some kind of crossfire. Once again, it is very hard and very complicated to play with Manticore. And fellas, I am not trying to make this tank worse than it is. It is just hard tank to play with. And there is nothing to add, there is nothing to say, there is nothing what I could do in order to change this. Meanwhile, we have a nice tank destroyer as we are smacking him once, and obviously we are escaping a bit. Meanwhile, I believe I do not need to say the DPM of this vehicle is not that great, so it will take some time. Meanwhile, kaboom, another bounce from the side of the 268. Quite sad story, nothing what we can change about this. We are out of the standard ammunition, and at this point we can actually shoot APCRs. In fact, if I can recommend what kind of ammunition to shoot with this vehicle, I would highly recommend to go with most of APCR ammunition. Now we have a typical Manticore situation when your gun elevation sucks and you cannot find the nice angle to shoot the enemy. This will happen many times for every single of us, fellas. Keep this in mind. This is very uncomfortable. You know, gun depression is one thing, but gun elevation is also important part of the tank, and we are taking it for granted when usually our tanks have shit on of the elevation, right? And when we can do whatever we want. So please keep this in mind. Meanwhile, IS-7 just missed. Actually, he did not miss. Nothing what I can change about this. He is dead. Nice. Okay, how about this Mr. Udes? Eventually, this Udes should think about joining... about trying to kill me, right? This is what I am looking for, and this is what I am preparing for. Okay, how about this Udes? Let's see. Let's see, fellas. Can we find this guy trying to snipe from somewhere in the back? Now the question is, can we beat the living crap out of him? This is the question, fellas. I would not act surprised if he would sit somewhere here on the corner. Yep, good timing. Kaboom, in the butt. Very nice. Quite a nice high roll overall. And you know what Manticore is missing, in my humble opinion? Obviously, amount of ammunition is important thing to highlight, but in the same time, this tank is missing a bit of the alpha damage to be somehow unique and somehow better, you know? Maybe that could solve the Manticore problems, because I remember when Wargaming promoted this line, they were, oh, this tank is going to have alpha damage of the dinosaur or warship. You get the point what I'm saying, right? And in reality, it is a bit different situation, and it is not that great as I would love to say. Anyways, we are taking our time to aim, and we are smacking him once again up the butt. And in the end of the day, we have absolutely amazing situation and absolutely amazing game. I am super happy with this performance. You see, it is not very easy to play with Manticore. I was struggling quite a bit to have the situation and to have a performance which I have in this game, and it is quite a challenge, fellas. I'm not going to lie, I am not going to pretend it is like I don't need to use my brain and everything is going very, very easily. It is not. Meanwhile, 3000 damage, 2,200 assisting damage. We are fourth by experience. We are third by the damage. We made quite a bit of profits, although keep this in mind, we got a lot of credits just because we completed the mission. Anyways, round number 3 overall. Let's go. Okay, round number 3. This is one of the best maps for light tanks in my humble opinion. It is very, very good map. So how we are going to approach the enemy forces? I would say my main mission is to go somewhere here. I think I am going to knock some tree, and hopefully by knocking a tree we are going to have an extremely good position for ourselves. Meanwhile, it is worth to highlight this vehicle cannot win a fight against Ferrari. It never could, it never will be able to. Ferrari has extremely good high explosive ammunition, and this tank won't be able to show the dominance over Ferrari overall. That was a bad aim by me. And this is very important thing to say and very important thing to highlight overall. As you can see, enemy Ferrari is going to the middle of the field like there is no tomorrow, and he doesn't give a flying F. Plus on top of that, we do not have the gun elevation and we need to fly away from here. Very sad situation, and if you have a map like so, you are going to struggle, fellas. You are going to struggle a lot. And the thing is, those Ferraris, they are going to go through the middle of the field. They have better DPM, they have better speed, they have better handling abilities, and we cannot change anything about this. So yeah, quite sad stuff. So Skill, what do you think? Which tank is better, Ferrari or Manticore? Well, it depends on the situation. I would say in most of the situations, Ferrari is going to be better tier 10. It's just better tank, right? That's what I think. But it doesn't mean Manticore doesn't have a place in the meat chain. It truly does. It truly does, fellas. Okay, let's see. Stairway is running. Oi, Ferraris. Oi, Ferraris. Okay, what is going to be our goal in this kind of situation? Wow, they can outspot us like there is no tomorrow, and we are losing this battle heavily. Shame. It's okay, we are not going to give up by any means, but this is not going to be easy game. What do I want to do? I want to knock this tree just like so, and by knocking this tree just like so, I will be able to spot this chieftain, and I will be able to get a nice crossfire on this gentleman. At least that's what I want to believe. Meanwhile, luckily for us, IS-4 is side scrapping, we are smacking him once. The thing is, I don't have any business to do in the middle, because middle is overrun by Ferraris. I just cannot do absolutely anything, and it is shame, it is pity, it is sad, but in the same time I cannot change this. Meanwhile, I'm getting outspotted by the IS-4, which I did not expect, to be fair with you. I thought my camo will last, but unfortunately it didn't. Shame. Oi, fellas. Okay, let's see. Can we get into the typical bush here somehow to outspot anyone? This is the question. I would not act surprised if other Ferrari is sitting in this typical bush here, and in fact maybe at this point we could try to take the middle somehow. I know how dangerous this is. I am very, very well aware of that, but I am trying to risk it for the biscuit at this point. Maybe I can take this position here as well. We'll see. Let's try to do so. Okay, fellas. Let's see. Hard game. I have absolutely nothing to say. It is extremely hard battle. Would I have a better performance if I would play with Ferrari? Hands down, yes. Sure. Because I would be simply quicker, and I would be able to run around like headless pigeon. So Manticore is not easy tank to play with. It is not easy tank to play with, fellas. Let's go for one shot. Really, 297. This is like a minus 24% of the RNG roll, if we can say so. Let's try to go to the same position, and I will try to smack him once again. I am very well aware of how the things are looking like, and we are not winning this game, okay? You do not need to tell me this. I am very well aware of that, and I know what is happening. Meanwhile, we are trying to run for our life at this point. It is definitely not looking impressive. It is not looking great, but this is only one play what we could do. Now, obviously, trying to escape somewhere here, and Leo is sniping us from the hill up here, somewhere here, right? Okay, shame, but this is as much as this tank is able to do, and this is like face-to-face Ferrari against the Manticore in this kind of situation. Anyways, let's report into the end and let's see what our performance is in this game, right? Let's go. And we are back, unfortunately with a defeat, but nothing what we can change about this. 1,400 damage, 2,000 assisting damage. We are 5th by the damage, we are 3rd by experience, and at this point we lost some credits, but that's understandable. And after 2 games with Manticore, we have 2,200 damage and 2,200 assisting damage, and I can call myself lucky with this performance, because if you are getting maps like Himmelsdorf, Ensk, you are kind of useless. So would I recommend to grind this vehicle, fellas? Well, it's up to you. As a light tank, this vehicle is pretty good. As anything else, doing some damage, bouncing some shots or something, you cannot expect absolutely anything with this tank, and the amount of ammunition is laughable for this vehicle and overall for this line. Yep, that's about it. That's what I have to say. Stay safe, fellas. Thank you very much for watching, and see you very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.